Welcome back to Healing Through Thoughts, Overthinking Series 2. Monday, we covered the neuroscience of the overthinking brain. Wednesday, we unpacked the anxiety overthinking loop. Today is tools, practical evidence-based things you can actually do, not concepts to understand, but practices to use. I want to be upfront. None of these will work if you try them once during a moment of calm and then don't use them again. The brain changes through repeated practice, not single exposures. But used consistently, even just one of them, most people notice a real shift within 2 to 4 weeks. Let's go through them. Grounding techniques work by pulling your attention into the present moment through the senses, interrupting the default mode network's loop and activating sensory processing instead. The brain cannot fully inhabit both simultaneously. The most well-known is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, 1 you can taste. Move slowly and deliberately through each. The goal is genuine sensory attention, not a quick mental checkbox. Grounding works in the moment and, practiced regularly, reduces amygdala reactivity over time. Start using it during low anxiety moments so it's automatic when you genuinely need it. A grounding technique you've never practiced is not available to you at 3 a.m. Scheduled worry time is one of the most consistently evidence-backed CBT techniques for overthinking and generalized anxiety. The principle is simple. You designate a specific daily window, 15 to 30 minutes, same time each day, as your official worry period. Worries that arise outside that window are noted briefly and deferred. This works for 2 reasons. First, it gives the amygdala a legitimate outlet, which reduces the urgency of worry signals outside the window. Second, it teaches the brain, through repeated experience, that worries do not require immediate attention. This gradually lowers the hair trigger response. A practical note: choose a worry window that isn't too close to bedtime. Late afternoon works well for most people. And when the window arrives, actually use it. Engage seriously with the listed worries. Ask what, if anything, is actionable. For actionable worries, make a small plan. For non-actionable ones, note them and let them go. Subscribe to Healing Through Thoughts. Monday and Wednesday's long-form videos are on the channel now, and the full daily short series is running all week. Cognitive defusion comes from acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, and it's one of the most powerful reframes available for the chronic overthinker. The core insight is this: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. A thought is a mental event. It has no authority over reality unless you act on it, and its emotional impact depends largely on how much you engage with it. The practice, instead of "I'm going to fail," try "I notice I'm having the thought that I'm going to fail." Instead of "nobody likes me," try "my mind is offering the story that nobody likes me." The grammatical shift sounds trivial. The psychological shift is significant. It creates distance between you and the thought, which reduces its pull without suppressing it. You can also externalize the thought. Name it like a character. "Ah, the disaster script is running again." Humor helps here. The overthinking mind takes itself very seriously. Gently not doing so is its own form of defusion. If intolerance of uncertainty is the engine under most overthinking, and the research strongly suggests it is, then building your capacity to tolerate not knowing is the most important long-term work you can do. Uncertainty exposure works exactly like any other exposure. You gradually, deliberately place yourself in situations of unresolved uncertainty, and resist the urge to resolve them prematurely. You let something stay unresolved for a day. You don't Google the symptom, you don't chase the confirmation email, you sit with "I don't know yet" and notice that nothing catastrophic happens. Each time you do this and survive intact, your brain updates its threat model very slightly. The uncertainty is filed as tolerable rather than emergency. Over weeks and months, the needle moves. You don't become indifferent to uncertainty, you become someone who can function within it, which is all that was ever needed. Self-compassion is frequently the missing piece in the overthinking toolkit, partly because overthinkers often resist it, believing that being hard on themselves is what keeps their standards up. Research by Kristin Neff consistently demonstrates the opposite. Self-compassion is associated with higher motivation, greater resilience, and lower anxiety, not with complacency. For the overthinker specifically, self-compassion matters because the loop is often accompanied by a secondary layer of self-criticism. Why am I like this? I should be able to control this. Something is wrong with me. This second layer adds shame to anxiety, which makes the loop harder to exit. Self-compassion doesn't mean telling yourself you're wonderful. It means treating yourself with the same basic decency you'd extend to a friend who was struggling. This is hard. A lot of people find this hard. I'm doing my best with the brain I have. That's it. That's the practice. 5 tools: grounding, scheduled worry time, cognitive defusion, uncertainty exposure, self-compassion. You don't need all 5. You need one that you actually use. A sensible starting point. Pick the tool that addresses your most common experience. If the loop is worst at night, scheduled worry time and grounding. If you're merged with your thoughts, cognitive defusion. If avoidance is the main pattern, uncertainty exposure. If shame and self-criticism are running alongside the anxiety, self-compassion. Give your chosen tool 4 weeks of consistent use before evaluating it. The brain changes slowly and accumulates. Results from week 1 will be modest. Results from week 4 noticeably different. Keep a simple log: date, situation, tool used, what happened. The log serves 2 purposes. It builds the habit through accountability, and it provides evidence. Evidence that the brain, which is currently telling you nothing works, genuinely needs to update its model. 3 long-form videos, 21 shorts, a full week of Overthinking Series 2. If you've got this far, something in this series landed for you. And I want to say, the fact that you're here, trying to understand and change a pattern that's been causing you difficulty, that is not a small thing. Most people manage the consequences of overthinking for years without ever looking at the mechanism. You've looked at the mechanism. Change from this point is not instant, but it is available. The brain is plastic. It rewires with practice at any age. The patterns that feel permanent are mostly just well worn. They can be replaced by different patterns, given time and deliberate repetition. Series 3 is coming. Subscribe to Healing Through Thoughts so you don't miss it. And if this week helped you, share it. There is someone in your life whose brain never quite switches off, and they'd be glad you did. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.